My blessed seniors, certainly thank God for the time we had today, those who were there. Some of you had exams, I understand, like Kaylee and Elise and Abby, but we didn't forget about you. You were covered, very, very well covered with prayers. Not only, well, for more than one of the juniors, particularly Estefi, she covered you with prayer really, really well. And we also had some well-wishers among the juniors, and we had a very, very special time. But now I want to spend this time and go over a few of these problems with you, which will help you to be prepared for either tomorrow, Wednesday, or Friday, whenever you take this exam. All right? So I trust God will guide us, and you'll remember all that you need to in order to do your best and nothing less. So let's go ahead and start with this one. Number 6, it says here, find all solutions for each equation for angles between 0 and 2 pi. So here's this one. I'm going to do it a little bit over here. Sine squared theta minus 1 equals 0. So my first step, let me put it over here. Sine squared theta minus 1 equals 0. Kind of like if you had x squared minus 1 equals 0. You'd add the 1 to both sides. So you'd have sine squared theta equals 1. And then, again, if you have x squared equals 1, you do what? Take the square root of both sides. So that will give you sine of theta, it will be the square root of sine squared, is equal, and this will be now plus or minus 1. So here's a question. Sine of what angle is 1? And sine of what angle is negative 1? Just to give you a little help, I'm going to try to remember to provide you with a blank unit circle for your exam so you can maybe just fill it in and have it for ready reference. Here would be one solution. Here, recalling that the sine is the y-coordinate. So therefore, at this position, theta is equal to 90 degrees or pi over 2. But since I said between 0 and 2 pi, you put it in radians, pi over 2 would be one solution. And then the other one, for which sine theta is negative 1, would be downstairs here. Again, the sine is the y-coordinate. So right at this position, that's pi by 2, pi 3 pi by 2, right? Downstairs here, 3 pi over 2. So that's the second solution in the interval I gave you between 0 and 2 pi. Alright, let's take a look at this one. This one is a little bit more extensive. It says 4 cosine squared x equals 5 minus 4 sine x. What we want to do is to transform everything in terms of sine x or cosine x. It would be very convenient to go to sine x since we know that cosine squared x is what? I'm sure you're probably saying it before me. 1 minus sine squared x. That's same as cosine squared x. It's going to be equal to 5 minus sine x. Now the good thing here now is everything is in terms of sine x, and we can look forward to factoring. So I'm going to take it over a little bit here. Distributing the 4, you get 4 times 1 is 4, minus 4 sine squared x equals 5 minus, I forgot the 4 here on this, before the sine x, minus 4 sine x. Alright, you know what this is like? It's like 4 minus 4x squared is equal to 5 minus 4x. So I want to bring everything to one side and then seek to factor it. How do we do that? add 4 sine x to the right, in which case we have to add 4 sine x to the left. In addition, I'm going to subtract 5 from the right, and we subtract 5 from the left. Let's see what the result would be. 5 will be gone, this will be gone, so on the right we have 0. On the left then, we'd have negative 4 sine squared x plus, that's this, 4 sine x, and then this 4, where's the 4? 4 minus 5 is negative 1, minus 1. Okay, so I'm going to have to come down here. Again, this would be like negative 4x squared plus 4x minus 1 equals 0. So I don't like to have the negative coefficient before the what's like the variable, so I'm going to take out the negative 1. And that leaves me 4 sine squared x. And instead of a positive here, now this is going to go negative. 4 sine x. And instead of a negative here, this will go positive, plus 1 equals 0. So, negative 1 on the outside. This is what we're going to factor. This is, again, this is like 4x squared minus 4x plus 1. So we're going to factor this into two binomials. Okay, what we could do is we could actually divide both sides by the negative 1. If I divide this side by negative 1, it's going to be gone, and divide 0 by negative 1, that's still going to be 0. So all we need to focus on is the factoring of this trinomial here in the parentheses. So since it's a positive 1 and the middle term is negative, we have a negative 1 times a negative 1. That will give us a positive. And then in order to get 4 in here, we have to have 2 sine x here and then 2 sine x here. So you can see the factors are the same. This is the very same as this, equals 0. So where do we go from here? Either 2 sine x minus 1 have to be 0, or same thing, 2 sine x minus 1 is equal to 0. In adding 1 to both sides, we get 2 sine x equals 1. And in dividing both sides by 1, by 2, sorry, we get sine x equals a positive 1/2. And the sine of what angle would be positive 1/2? I'm sure everybody knows that. X would have to be pi over 6. That's the first quadrant. And you know sine is also positive where? In the second quadrant, somewhere over here. And it's going to be somewhere down here. First one is about here, pi over 6. And then this one is going to be 5 pi over 6. 5 pi over 6. These would be the two solutions between 0 and 2 pi. And you can go ahead and check these in your book. I gave you the page references here. And if needs be, just go ahead and work another odd one similar to this. This one is 67. But work another odd one similar to this if you can find it. And just check yourself until you're getting them right and you're confident. Alright? What I should say to you is, I forgot to tell you, is make sure you bring your textbooks in. Because I'm collecting textbooks for the seniors this week. Alright, let's take a look at one more before we just stop here. It says find the area of the given triangle having the dimensions, given dimension. Round to the nearest square unit. And this is on page 673, 33, and 35. So this is 33, 35. I'm going to do 33, or set it up for you. The area of a triangle is, in this case, it would be 1/2 They give us B, they give us C, so it will be B times C, and then the sine of the angle between those two sides, sine A. Okay, just in case they give us, let's say they give us A and they give us B, it would be 1/2 AB, and this time sine angle C. Or in case they give us C and A, it would be 1/2 AC sine 1, sine B. Okay, so we're going to use this because they gave us the B and the C. Alright, so this one will be very simple for you. It's going to be 1/2, kind of like 1/2 base times height. This is like the base, and the height can be expressed by trigonometric functions, C sine A. So here we go. B is 20. C is, what did I write here? Now I have to erase some of this so I can see my C. C is 40. So it's going to be 1/2 20 times 40, and now sine of 48. Okay, I'm going to seek to work this out, and I want to see if you agree with me on what I got. I'm going to do sine 48 first, then I'm going to multiply that by 40, and then I'm going to multiply that by 20, and I'll divide that by 2, and I'm getting 297 point, either 2 or 3. It says to the nearest square unit, so it's the nearest 1 square unit. It's going to be 297. So it goes 297, and here this is in feet, so it's going to be feet squared. Alright, and this one you'll work similarly. Work this for your practice, and make sure you do all of these in preparation for your upcoming test and exam. This is a good review, not only the exam, covering chapters 5 through 7.2, but also for the upcoming test on Thursday or Friday. For you, those who don't do the test Friday, will do it Thursday. Alright, God bless you, and have a peaceful night's sleep.